Okay, this is part 2 of my issue with Renogy and the 100 amp hour batteries. Specifically, the 12 volt AGM battery with 100 amp hours. BAT-AGM 12-100. Alright, so here's the first thing that they sent me. This is an email, and so received this on the 2nd. They said they sent it on the 1st, so Sunday, December 1st, 2024. Received it on the 2nd. So connected loads, please tell us what connected loads to the system. 1 Samlex 2000 watt pure sine inverter with low voltage 21 volt automatic shutoff. Charging parameters. Okay, what are the charging parameters? 260 amp, make sky blue, etc., etc. Absorption voltage 28.8 volts, over voltage cutoff at 30 volts. Okay, system diagram, which I drew up here. This is kind of complicated, so I'm going to stick it right here. Of course, don't read it sideways, but goes from my solar panels into a breaker, then into the charge controller, then into another breaker, then into the batteries as shown. Batteries in series, parallel. Okay, all this was sent to them. Let's see, storage information. Where was it stored? I showed you the shed in part 1. Lowest temperature we had in, let's see, lowest temperature we had in Placitas last year was 8 degrees. Highest temperature was 99. The solar shed protects it from both extremes. So I answered those questions. Okay. Number 4, please provide a copy of the order. Those were from Amazon. I did provide the copy of those. I'm not going to show them to you. Storage information, were those batteries stored for extended period? I bought them in early December. I got the second batch on December 12th. They were installed by the end of the year. Ambient temperature, I've told you about that, between 8 degrees and 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Discharge history, were they discharged at any point? No. They only went down to the 21 volts for the 24 volt pair, which means 10.5 volts and the inverter cutoff. There is no other draw other than the inverter. So, first one. Second one now, from this guy named Paul, who I do not care for already because I talked to him on the phone and he was not pleasant. Depth of discharge, I already answered that question. Cold cranking amps is not a standard for evaluating our batteries. So I've been using this. Some of the batteries tested at 400 cold cranking amps. A couple of them tested much lower, about 130. And then one of them only tested at 30. So we know that one is bad, definitely. The other two are probably bad too. Initial state after being connected, whatever that means. They're all the same batteries at the same time, so yeah, whatever. Confirm the ambient temperature. I told them already. Any over discharge, I told them already. Here we go. This is the good one now. We want you to do all these steps to test your batteries. Okay, disconnect all wiring from the batteries. Ensure ambient temperature is 41 degrees Fahrenheit and below 122. I don't know where they get the 41 from, because their own literature shows temperature parameters. Okay, normal operating temperature 77 degrees. Charge from 32 degrees to 122 degrees, and storage temperature range between -4 and 140. So they want 41 degrees. Luckily it is warm enough today to do their little test. So, okay, disconnect all of them. Use a suitable battery charger, with those matching the RNG as shown in the image below. I asked for these images, they never sent them to me. Mr. Paul, again, I do not like Paul. Paul sucks. The charger should also include temperature compensation for charging voltage. So yeah, they want a special battery charger of some sort. I have a good battery charger that I will show you in part 3. Okay. Fully charge each of the 6 batteries individually using this charger. After charging, the terminal voltage of a fully charged battery should be 14.4 volts at 77 degrees. I don't know how I'm going to get 77 degrees, but whatever. Let the battery stand for 2 hours without any wiring being connected, then measure open circuit voltage with a multimeter. If the open circuit voltage is above 12.9, the battery is fully charged. Okay, we'll see what happens there. That's reasonable. After fully charging all 6 batteries, let them rest overnight with low wiring connected. Record and measure the open circuit voltage of each battery next day to check if there's any significant voltage drop. Whatever the voltage drop they want on an open battery, we'll see. Okay, if the open circuit voltage of the 6 batteries remains above 12.9 volts after standing overnight, proceed to the next step. Alright, so now I have to find a matched DC resistive load, like an electric heater. Okay, who has a 12 volt electric heater? Okay, who has a 12 volt electric heater? I can buy one at Harbor Freight. I'm not going to. Fuck them. Okay, to fully discharge them one by one. I have 36 volt light bulbs, or 36 watt light bulbs, 12 volt light bulbs. I guess that's what I'm going to have to use. After discharging, use the appropriate charger to recharge the batteries promptly. This will help test the battery's power, because multiplying the power by the resistive law by the time. So, you know what? They want me to be their scientist for them. So I'm going to do what's reasonable. This will be in part 3, and see what happens. I'm going to go this first step and see what happens with the batteries. I will charge them. I have a little battery charger that has an AGM system on it, and then we'll see what happens. My main point being, first of all, they asked me questions twice. Not nice, you know. Not nice to ask me questions twice. And want me to go through this whole rigmarole to test them, when this charging cold cranking amps told me that one of the batteries is definitely toast, 2 of them are marginal at best, probably bad, and the other 3 are okay. However, since I have 6 volt batteries connected, they all will need to be replaced. So that's another thing that Mr. Paul was, well, you can't expect us to replace all of them. Well, they have to be matched in a parallel series system the way I have them. So we'll see what happens with all this. Not a happy customer. Stay tuned for part 3. Thank you.